Welcome back to our final chapter of this episode of a special retrospective. There have been many issues over the years for our viewers to weigh in on. Some were legal issues, others moral issues. Our reporters have always been there to observe and inform the public on all sides of the subject. In this next section, called Issues in Retrospect, we take a look at some of the important matters facing the area in the past.
Seatbelts in Alberta are law again as of today.
Really tell us. We'll put ours on.
But you don't wear them currently?
Not right now with no law.
Reaction on the streets of Lloydminster was generally favorable. Most weren't surprised the Court of Appeal ruled in favor of the legislation. Some couldn't believe the law was ever challenged in the first place.
I thought it was ludicrous that they could challenge that law.
It gives people more responsibility, makes them be a little more careful.
Well, I think the way our Constitution is, that someone has the right to challenge that, but I'm glad that it was overturned.
Several people indicated they didn't wear seatbelts not because they didn't believe in them, rather because they weren't mandatory.
Oh, I'm just not used to it. I don't feel I need it.
And a small number surveyed continued to insist seatbelts should be a matter of choice. Although both vehicles we stopped, the drivers were buckled up.
It's a little uncomfortable. The older trucks still weren't designed for comfort with a seatbelt yet, so maybe the newer style is, I don't know.
Lloydminster RCMP won't say when or how the seatbelt law will be reinforced. Sergeant John King says he has to wait until he hears from head office in Ottawa. Seatbelts are now law on both sides of the border city. The time to buckle up is now, remembering that the penalty for not wearing a seatbelt in Alberta is $25. Drew Harris, Broadcast Center News.
Lloydminster has several stores that are open on Sundays. Chief amongst them are Zeller's, Safeway, and Smitty's. These are all stores located in the Lloyd Mall, and while it seems the move to open has been worthwhile for these outlets, many smaller businesses don't think it would be feasible for them.
I think opening on Sundays is just going to spread the business over the whole week. People are going to shop on, if the Sunday's closed, people are still going to shop on Saturday.
Well, quite frankly, I don't agree on Sunday opening. I think it's destructive to the family unit. If families can say that coming to a mall with their family is involvement with their children or their spouses, each and every Sunday, once in a while I suppose isn't too bad, but I don't think it's necessary if the mall is open 6 other days of the week.
IGA is the latest store to announce it is going to open on Sunday. It's one of the few non-mall stores to do so. Many downtown merchants say they wouldn't open because there just isn't enough business. Some smaller mall outlets say they won't open either.
Not if I don't have to.
Do you think you will have to?
It depends on the mall management in Toronto. As of yet, we haven't been told we have to, and as far as I know, it is in our contracts that we have to abide by the laws of Markborough properties in Toronto.
For many merchants, the choice to remain closed is their biggest concern. Mall management says they'll have that choice, but many store owners don't believe them. Now, if store owners are required to open and refuse to do so, they'll be subject to fines. And many owners we spoke with today, but who refuse to appear on camera, say they'll pay those fines and even move out instead of opening on Sundays. David McGuinness, Broadcast Center News.
Same-sex marriage is an issue raising the ire of many in the Midwest, and organizers of Saturday's rally were quick to set the tone.
We are not homophobic, and I don't plan on hearing anything about that today. We are not heterophobic either, and I would appreciate your consideration on that also.
This rally is strictly, biblically it's going by the Bible, and I believe it's the way when God made man and woman, He made us to go out and multiply. And I mean, same-sex can't do that. So we have to do what's right. We're hoping we'll get across the Jan Kratchan and make them to make the right decision.
A crowd of more than 100 turned out in support of the rally for marriage, and for many, it is a matter of religion more than anything else.
If the people of this nation will rise up and do what God is calling them to do through His Word or through the moral feelings that we have inside of us, we can put an end to what the gay population is trying to force upon us.
I'm not against homosexuals, but I think it's wrong.
There were those who stood in opposition to the stance of the rally and were eventually led away from the grounds of City Hall.
Frankly, I really would like to know if any of these people here actually know any gay people personally, because I think what most of these people are feeling is fear right now. They don't really understand the gay people, they don't understand the gay culture. I would like some of them to maybe get to know gay people, get to know what they're like, and then try to judge them.
For others in attendance, it was a matter of legislation and how the federal government is reacting.
They will not change the laws and go after the right folks.
Even as we fight mad cow and, of course, the farm sector problems that we've had, the oil patch wondering where they're going under a Kyoto protocol, this has still been the issue over the past winter and spring that has come to the forefront again and again.
This government's already made the decision. Same-sex marriage is now legal in Ontario and British Columbia and Quebec. And I don't think anything except probably the notwithstanding clause is going to change that.
To motivate change, organizers have begun a petition calling on Ottawa to recognize and respect their stand on same-sex marriage.
I guess get across to the government that a family sticks together and it's about husband and wife. It's not about same-sex, it's just based upon husband and wife raising a family, and same-sex can't do that.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Brian Hardy, inviting you to tune in again for another episode of a special retrospective.